Hello and welcome to Let's Eat Japan. My name is Daniel and we're going to talk about the new Pringles here in Japan. First, let's take a look at the old ones. You probably recognize this kind of can. It's a lot like the one in the US, I think, and this is the sour cream and onion, as you might guess by the picture. And I've seen the American size ones, and I think they're about this tall compared to this one. But this has 134 grams. Just for reference, and I want to say that they're pretty close to the actual Pringles that you know and love. So that's what we usually have here in Japan. Now, for the Japanese market, they've kind of redone their image, and they've come up with this can. And I'm not sure if you can just see it if this can is alone, but if you look at it next to each other, it's pretty narrow. These chips are, predictably going to be pretty small. So these are sour cream and onion, as you might guess by the picture and the fact that it's the same can. But one thing that they say is that maybe they wanted to have a stronger onion flavor or something for the Japanese market. I don't know if it's just that sour cream isn't very popular here, or just they didn't like the chips that much. But Pringles have been pretty big here for a while, so I don't know why. But one thing I noticed when I looked at the picture compared to the old one is that the chips have little onion, inner tubes or whatever as they jump into the onion pool. And I think that's trying to signify that they're a lot stronger at the onion flavor. So I'm going to open these up and we're going to, check out the differences. And also, just for reference, this is 110 grams, so 134 grams. It's a little bit less, and it's more expensive, which is kind of weird. So stick around, and I'm going to put these on a plate, and we're going to look at them. Okay, so I've got these on a plate now, and if you want to look closely here, I've just stacked up two of them here. Way different. These things are pretty tiny. There is another kind of chip, just like Pringles here in Japan, called Chip Star, and these are about the same size as those. And kind of a big thing for me that I always could say, oh, these are Chip Stars, because they were so small compared to the regular Pringles. So one other thing is, I don't know if anybody else pays attention to this but me, but Pringles on the bottom, or on this side, is where the flavor is, and so I usually eat them like this. Even though if you want to make the duck lips, you gotta go like that. But on these, the flavoring is on this side, which is kind of weird. But conveniently enough, it's nice because it matches the curve of your tongue, which is pretty good. That's the way I want to eat normal Pringles, if you want to get the flavor on the bottom side. So I've eaten a bunch of these already. I didn't want to just try to figure out the slight differences in flavor here live on camera, but one thing I noticed, and I've eaten them separately, like on different days, just to see, the onion flavor is way stronger on these, and the sour cream flavor is pretty weak. And I noticed that after eating them, for a long time, throughout the night, I had really bad onion breath, whereas the regular Pringles, it's not quite as noticeable. And they definitely have a stronger sour cream flavor, which I think that's what really is the selling point of these chips. Another big difference is just looking at the ingredients list. These are really light and crispy. When you eat them, they feel really good in your mouth. These aren't too different, but they're made with cornmeal, in addition to the other flavor. The other ingredients that are normally in Pringles, and it's not like a stale crunch, but it's not quite as good, and it's not as satisfying either when you chew on it. So I wanted to also discuss a couple other chips here. These are the Great Value. Walmart has a grocery store here called Seiyu, or at least they're partners or something, and these are their Pringles likes. If we just compare, these are probably a little bit closer to the American size, and these were made in Canada. These are from the US. The new ones, these are from Malaysia. So they've they've moved the factories to a cheaper location for cheaper labor. They've shrunk the size of the chips and the can themselves, and they've used some lower quality ingredients, yet increased the price, which I think is kind of horseshit, but who knows. And also we have these are the 7-Eleven brand, or 7 & I, which is another grocery store here, and it's got kind of a cheap cap on it, but unlike Pringles, they come in their own little bag, and that's what Chip Star is like too. These chips are basically the same as these guys, kind of not very high quality, and you know, they do okay in a pinch if you don't want to have a full-on Pringles party on your own. But these are, you know, kind of what we're limited with here in Japan. Unfortunately, these are going away. So we got these kind of lower quality stuff. So yeah, if you like Pringles and you live in Japan, it's kind of a sad age to live in. So you don't get to your local import shop and get the old ones as much as you can. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time for more drinks and snacks from Japan.